Hi there, Virgo. I'm Lou. Welcome to your weekly check-in for the week of October the 25th until October 31st. This week we are officially in Scorpio season. It started on Tuesday, okay? So we've got a month of Scorpio energy. We've got the sun there, we've got Mercury there, we've got Mars there for a little bit as well. Mars in rulership in Scorpio. So Scorpio energy is really heightened, really powerful, really strong. So whatever that means for you, whatever position that's in your chart is going to be really impactful in your life. Now, the other thing that's happening this week is we have a lunar eclipse in Taurus opposing the Scorpio energy, okay? And that eclipse is the final eclipse in the eclipse cycle that started in November 2021 between Taurus and Scorpio. So that's going to be the finale. It's going to close that chapter of your life, close that storyline down, okay? So it's going to bring closure. That, of course, that Taurus narrative through our lives will continue because we've still got Jupiter there, we've still got Uranus there, so there's more to go, but this is closing that emotional component of those eclipse cycles. So what that actually means for you personally will depend on your natal chart. What I recommend you do is watch your rising sign video first and then your sun and your moon sign to fill in the extra details. So before we get into it, I just wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm doing these readings from today, the Gumbaynggirr people, and recognize their continued connection to country and to their culture. And I wish to pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Let's do it. Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly check-in. So this week we have the Taurus eclipse. It's the last Taurus eclipse, okay, in this eclipse cycle. So this eclipse cycle started on November 2021. So you've been dealing with this sort of storyline, this narrative for a while, and this eclipse is happening in your ninth house. So this is your ninth house, third house axis. So we're looking at your perspective, okay, the lens that you view the world through. So you've had major shifts in your perspective like recently, and there's been a growth there, right? There's been an expansion there. It's not just the eclipses. We've got Jupiter there, we've got Uranus there. So there's big things happening with your perspective. Now this eclipse will be like a closure. It's going to put an end to something. So maybe there's something that's been needing to shift, and maybe something that has been quite rigid, like a very rigid perspective that you've been holding on to, because we have this change is unavoidable card here, which tells me that you are quite stuck or like resistant to it, okay? I love the snake that's going up this man. That represents change. He's shedding its skin, so it represents becoming a new person and that view from a new space. We've got the moon in the background too with the butterfly transformation again. But notice that he is a tree. And this eclipse in Taurus is the sign that represents trees, nature. It's also a fixed earth sign. So this card, change is unavoidable. You know, Taurus of all the zodiac hates change the most. They're very fixed, very rigid, and struggle with change. So this could be a perspective or a meaning. It could be one, it could be multiple ones, or a meaning that you've applied to yourself, to your life, to anything, okay, that has been very firm in your mind, something that you have not wanted to let go of. Maybe it's a belief, you know, maybe it's some sort of belief around your comparison with other people. We've got the 5 of Wands. So this is about how you compete with other people, how you compare yourself to other people. Maybe you look out into the world and you see other people as doing really well, and then that makes you feel like you're not good enough, you're not doing well enough, you're not, okay, so something like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. I'm just giving you an example. But a consistent, rigid belief that you've had for a long, long time, maybe your whole life, needs to shift with this Taurus eclipse. So look at the events that come up around that eclipse on the weekend, but leading into the weekend, leading out. And the eclipses really do affect us for up to 6 months. So looking at the events, though, the key events that are coming up for you this week, will help you to see where you are stuck in rigid thinking, stuck in a type of belief system that isn't serving you, most likely 5 of Wands, to do with your comparison of yourself to other people, because something new is wanting to grow in its place. Ace of Coins, okay, there's a new something more stable, something more solid, something that's going to help you to grow and expand in a better way in your life. So you need to nourish that with positive thoughts, with positive perspective, with a positive lens, okay? Not positive as in like just saying I'm happy and then making yourself think that you're happy. I'm talking about supportive, something like thought patterns that are supportive, and maybe that does mean going deep into why these narratives are there in the first place. Maybe it means feeling through it emotionally. It is a moon, it's a lunar eclipse, so there could be a lot of strong emotions come up, okay? And you may feel a lot of resistance. If you're feeling like rigid in your body, if you're feeling tense, if you're feeling any sort of tension this week, Virgo, that's an indicator that you're resisting the change that's been called upon you, this Ace of Coins. So look at that. Don't avoid it. Don't try and just like numb it out. Look at it. Why are you resistant? Because the answer to that, this is the trigger. So what is it triggering? That's the crux of this work here, Virgo. That's life-changing stuff that you're doing. Okay, so, and this is the last one. So really milk it for all it's worth, because this cycle will end now and you can move on to the next cycle. Okay, so that is your week. The other thing I just want to say is that we are in Scorpio season officially now, and we've got Mercury there, your ruler, and Mars. So they'll be boosting your thought habits. They'll be boosting your mental, your cognitive faculties. So being able to not logically work through this stuff, to be able to like really bring the subconscious to the surface so you can see what the thought patterns are, will be really easy. So it's a great time to do it this week, okay? Okay, so have a really beautiful week. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you next week. Take care.